Alright folks, I'm going to show you how to connect and create a new character. So I'm connecting to my server on localhost. Alright, so it comes up and immediately I have a button to create a new character, and you'll see other characters that I can select that aren't owned by any other particular player. Basically these are presets, or unless the DM imports a character for someone. Alright, so we're going to start one from scratch. I'm going to open in. You'll see your portrait is black up here and also unnamed. So in order to grab a portrait, it looks at files you have currently on your computer. I have a ton of these, and it's also extremely easy to make your own portrait. So we're going to go ahead and make a wizard. How about this dork here? Yeah. Alright, so got the portrait. Now we just double click on it. Opens up the character sheet. This little brown circle here is where the token that will represent what your character looks like on the map. You can either drag and drop the portrait on there, or depending on if the GM has any tokens shared, you can just grab one and drag onto your character sheet that way. I have tons of tokens, and those are also extremely easy to make. Alright, so you start off putting in the name. We'll call this guy Dork, because he's a dork. We're going to just do plain Jane human for now. Class, we're going to make this guy a regular old wizard. Paragon Path and Epic Destiny we don't have to worry about until we're at least level 11 or higher. We are level 1, so we just type in 1. Experience needed for next is going to be 1000. Start with 1 action point. Let me open up my book that I have, so that way I can access it quickly. I also have a book handy in case I need it. Alright, so let's see here. We are going to do the stats now. The way we do it in my current system is we do the standard array, which you take these 6 scores, 16, 14, 13, 12, 11, and 10, and apply it to whichever abilities you want. Intelligence, 16, we don't want him getting hit. 14, we'll give him a little bit of health, although it's not as important now as it used to be in the 2nd edition. And we'll go with Charisma 12 and Wisdom 11, keeping his strength at only 10. Alright, so there's our 6 stats we have applied. Humans get +2 to any one stat, so I'm going to go ahead and change the intelligence up to 18 using his stat there. Alright, hit points. Alright, we're going to go over to the character class. Scroll down to wizard. Stats. Okay, they get 10 plus your constitution score. So 10 and 13, 23. The bloodied's automatically going to be half rounded down. Your healing surge value is always going to be 1/4 rounded down. Alright, the amount of healing surges is going to be 6 plus your constitution modifier, which is +1, so we got 7. Alright, everything else is autofill at this point. So we're going to go over to combat. And being a human, we get +1 to all defenses. So 1, and 1 there, 1 there. Let's see, what else do we get on the wizards? Get +2 to will. So we're going to change that from +1 to +3. Alright, base speed is going to be 6. Alright, we're basically done with this page unless we get any armor, which we'll add there. Alright, so skills. As a wizard, we get Arcana right off the bat, so click trained on there, gives me +5. And I get to choose 3 more at first level. So we already have Arcana. We're going to go with Diplomacy, Insight. Ooh, that's a Wisdom one. Well, I'm going to suck on that. Oh well. And we're going to go with Nature. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Nature it is. And then I get +1 more skill because I'm a human. It allows me to get an extra skill. With that, I'm going to pick Dungeoneering. Yes, and that's why this guy is called a dork, because he picks dorky skills. Okay, feats and special abilities. Alright, so I am going to go back up to races. He's a human. Stats, open up my racials. And I'm just going to go ahead and drag and drop these in my special abilities so they're there when I'm looking for them. Okay, and then go back to the wizard class, and we're going to put the wizard features in there as well. Some of these we will probably be moving around a bit. We'll get those out of the way. Alright, next thing we are going to do is we're going to pick our feats. We get 1 at first level, and since we're human, we get an extra 1. So, I'm going to go to the feats. And I'm going to go with improved initiative. Gives me a higher initiative, so you can start blasting stuff as soon as you can. And I'm going to grab toughness because he's probably going to be drawing all kinds of aggro. Toughness gives me +5 to my hit points, so I'll adjust that to 28. Alright, going back to abilities, improved initiative. Click on that, gives me +4 to initiative checks, which I believe, let's see your combat, yeah. So we're going to add the +4 there. And you're going to see +6 there, but it's also going to be +6 there, auto tap. It's auto calculating. Abilities. Okay, so next is armor proficiency. I'm going to go back to my reference. Classes, wizard, stats. Alright, so let's see. There it is. So my armor proficiency on them is armor. That hasn't changed. Weapon proficiency is going to be simple. Or wait a minute. It just says straight up dagger and quarterstaff. I'm going to go ahead and write that in there. So that way, since this guy is a dork, he can reference that without having to open up his book and look. Try and save some time. Alright, so now we're in our inventory. We are going to buy some equipment next. So, I'll go back to here, which I have my equipment. Armor, I have cloth armor. Drop that on there. Doesn't give me anything, but it does weigh and whatnot, so I'm not running around naked. Weapons. Okay, this one here we're actually going to drag and drop over on the combat page. And we're just going to have this guy run around with a dagger, because once again he's a dork. You'll notice it puts 2 separate ones in there. You'll see a symbol of an axe and a symbol of some arrows. This is melee, this is range version of the dagger. Okay, and also if you look at your inventory, it will automatically put the dagger over here. You notice it's going to auto calculate your weight for encumbrance. If you do have heavy armor, you just check that and you mark on the check penalty for your skills, and you put that in there. Over here, we're going to go ahead and put what our gold pieces are. I start at 150, and that you have to manually subtract what these are. And then he wants an adventurer's kit, so we are going to go to equipment. Yeah, Standard Adventurers Kit. Simple as can be. The Standard Adventurers Kit has all that stuff in there. Makes it simple. Alright, we're done there. Alright, on the powers. It's very important with 4th edition that you have a default weapon. Basically, spellcasters and, well, basically every single class uses some type of a default weapon for their spells or combat arts. He only has the one weapon, which is the dagger, right here. So we're going to take this number here, and we're going to plug that in right here, number 1. Now, let's say I had a wand for number 2, and I wanted to use that instead, then I would just change this number to 2, and vice versa. Alright, now for our powers, which are basically spells or combat arts and stuff like that. So, I'm going to go here, wizard spells, close this out. At first level you get 2 at will spells, which are color coded in the green. We'll do light, go sound, and mage hand. Sounds like some stupid spells. I haven't looked at them. If I wanted to look at them, all I do is click that, and it brings up the description, how they work. Alright, encounter, and you'll notice I put 3 there. Basically, at first level, you get 2 at wills, and since I'm a human, I get +1, so give me a total of 3. Alright, encounter spells, you get 1 at first level. Ugh. We'll do Orb of Imposition. That sounds interesting. You'll notice that there's also another one that's automatically put in called Second Wind. Every single character gets Second Wind. It's basically your version of self-healing when basically shit hits the fan and you need some healing and your cleric's out of range. Alright, next thing, you get 1 daily power at first level. Man, where is Magic Missile? It must be in a different book. I am going to go with Flaming Sphere. Alright, drop that in there. There you go. That's that. Notes. You just type all this stuff in there. Mel, 21. He's going to be 5'11", 183. Size, he's a medium because he's a human. We're going to go with chaotic neutral. Some of you guys are going to laugh about that, and that's why I'm doing that. Deity is going to be, screw it. We're just going to put Orcus in there. It's not going to match up, but oh well. Language is common, and you can't start off as Abyssal at first level as for languages. You can learn it later down in life. He's going to know common and dwarf. Yeah. I hear you guys laughing already. Parents, here you would just write in here your parents, and I know one person who's going to be good at this, Mr. Jed, and Nick's probably good at it too. You put all that in there. Notes, you can put like background, and you'll notice it looks like it only fits this much. Well, you can put much more than what you can type right there. It will just keep scrolling. You can keep scrolling and scrolling. So you can put down all your background info, siblings, whether your parents are alive, your whole life story right there if you want. Basically, that's it. You are done. I know I went through things extremely fast. I apologize. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Alrighty. See you guys around.